Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover as seen in the title, and we will get right to it, including a story that we'll get to later that shows a lot of JayZ fans are still struggling to cope with what happened on Renegade. And today we'll be starting with a follow-up to a story we covered a few days ago when news hit the web that GTA 6 was delayed, and everyone who doesn't live under a rock has already seen the latest trailer that dropped a few hours ago on social media. And we got reports that revealed that the trailer broke records. Check it out from The Hollywood Reporter. Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer smashes past 475 million views in its first day. Spotify says the song featured in the trailer, Hot Together by the Pointer Sisters, increased its streams by 182,000%. And we even got a comparison to how the first trailer performed in comparison to the latest one, as the article expands. For comparison, the first trailer for the game, which was released all the way back in 2023, saw a relatively modest 93 million views in the same window. That trailer was a YouTube exclusive and the biggest non-music video launch at the time on the platform. The company claims that the trailer release is the biggest video launch of all time. In film space, the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer debuted to 365 million views in its first 24 hours, while the Fantastic Four First Steps debuted to more than 200 million. And I'd say expect to see more records broken in the entertainment space when the game launches in May 2026. However, infamous internet personality Andrew Tate decided to slam the fans of the franchise a few hours ago as this went viral. You're obsessed with GTA 6 because you have zero cars, women, yachts, money or action in your life. And this sparked reactions all over the place, as you'd expect, millions of people are bound to take this personal. And this sparked reactions like, that's like saying you're obsessed with Call of Duty because you don't live in a war zone in real life. And perhaps we found ET's burner account. Check it out. Yeah, that's kind of the freaking point, clown. I can steal a Lambo from Hollywood Hills and drive into LAX and steal a freaking private jet, then fly to a military base and steal a military jet in real life. And the fact that he felt the need to slam the fans of the franchise has also sparked takes like, proof having all of that stuff will still have you miserable, hating on people on the internet that have simple things that bring them joy. And as you'd expect, some users were in his corner, as some expanded with, he's not wrong. People are living out their dream through a video game. How about you quit wasting time and become so successful that you can actually live your dream? If you are in your teens and early 20s, now's the time to start. You can change your entire life in 5 years.
My day is 6 a.m. to noon, and I'm not crazy. You're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours, just like some dude in a cave did 300 years ago. That's bananas that you still think that way. My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. But what the cool thing is, at the end of day 1, this clock goes off about noon every day, bro, and goes, what did I just get done? What didn't I do? And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight. What I've done now is I have changed and manipulated time. I now get 21 days a week. Stack that up over a month, I'm gonna kick your butt. Stack it up over a year, you're toast. Stack it up over 5 years, my entire life is different than it would have been otherwise.
On my end, I don't even sleep because the 8 hours that you waste sleeping, I use to get 28 work days in a single week. Add the time that you use to listen to music, and for me, nah. Add the 5 minutes that you use for entanglements, and in 5 years, I'd be kicking your butts.
You're toast.
And moving on to the next point, we got an update on the Diddy situation, including his current appearance, according to an internet personality that went viral a few hours ago, and it goes, blogger Stephanie Sue describes Diddy's current look as a fuzzy koala and mentions that he made eye contact with every single member of the press in the courtroom. Check out the snippet.
I just spent 8 hours in a room with Diddy. This is my first time leaving the house in 3 months, and I'm at a federal courthouse in New York City. This is day 2 of jury selection for Diddy's trial. Okay, listen, there's no video cameras allowed. There's nothing. It's not being live streamed, and there's only 3 rows of press that were allowed inside. The sketch artists are so good, but something about seeing him in person in the same room was so intense. He would turn around and make eye contact with like each members of the press and just like everyone in the courthouse. And the way that we can describe the way he looks, because there's no pictures allowed, so we don't really know, but the way he looks is, it's like You know koalas, when they get fuzzy, like if it's really humid and they have like very fuzzy grayish white hair, he kind of is reminiscent to that. But let me tell you, the way he looks at every single person in that courtroom is the most intense thing ever. I feel like he's challenging people to break eye contact first. I almost peed myself.
And some users are shook by the fact that a blogger was allowed in the courtroom. Wait, they are allowing bloggers into federal trials now? The press, I can understand. This new media is beyond me, and many users were more focused on the source. Why is she even in the courtroom just to gossip and chase clout? She is completely unnecessary there. Suffice to say that Diddy doesn't have access to hair dye in the facility. And now we got a clip that has made a comeback from late 2024 from the attorney representing R. Kelly that's made a comeback and went viral a few hours ago.
At the end of it, he says something to the effect of, you know, all these people knew they had a responsibility to me to call me and take my calls back in around Easter, he claims, because it's and that was posted around that time, 6 months about before he got arrested. If I'm going down, y'all going down with me, okay? What that is, and I've talked about this with R. Kelly, okay? He is saying, listen, guys, none of y'all are calling me back. None of y'all are listening. None of y'all want to talk to me now. Well, guess what? I'm going down, and that's fine, but you're going to go down with me.
And when it comes to reports that Diddy is ready to sing like Whitney in court, this is one area that I believe most users on social media support Diddy, as this sparked reactions like, I hope he empties out Hollywood and maybe a couple of politicians. And more on this note, and I can't wait for him to sing like a bird. But based on how we have seen some of these cases play out in court, including accidents that have happened in facilities, some users have expanded. No celebrity is going down with him. The people in power would never allow that to happen. Nothing to see here. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on this one. And moving on to the next point, we got an update on a story that started back in 2020 when we reported of an intruder who made his way into Eminem's property, skipping the guards. And back then, according to report, it was Eminem who detained the intruder, who turned out to be Matthew Hughes, not to be confused with Matthew Mitchell from Bad Guy. And back then, according to reports, Matthew Hughes wasn't planning to steal anything from the property, and he just wanted a face-to-face with M. Now fast forward to 2024, and now we got to find out that he broke into Eminem's property again in 2024, and we got an update from the Detroit Free Press a few hours ago. It goes, Eminem Stalker convicted by jury after second invasion at rapper's Clinton Township home. And from the report it adds, a man charged a second time with invading Eminem's Clinton Township home was found guilty Wednesday on counts of first-degree home invasion and aggravated stalking. Matthew David Hughes, 32, was arrested last August, 3 days after Clinton Township police say he was seen on the rapper's property. He was detained at a Walmart. Court records listed his address as a Gratiot Avenue Motel in Clinton Township. And according to reports, this didn't go the same way it went in 2020. Check it out. Unlike a similar incident in 2020 when Hughes broke into the house and awakened Eminem, he did not confront the rapper during the August invasion. And we also got to find out that Eminem testified. It adds, Eminem testified Wednesday morning in the jury trial, which started Tuesday before Macomb County Circuit Judge Diane Druzinski. After a half hour of deliberation Wednesday afternoon, the jury returned guilty verdicts on both counts. And boy, fans are shook by this, that it happened a second time. And this sparked reactions like, how the F did he get out after the first one? And more, holy shit, Kate Jenner just flipped. This psycho broke into Eminem's house again last August. Literally, what the F? I can't believe M went to court and testified this time. And more from some fans alluding to Bad Guy on MMLP2. Yo, this dude is a real Matthew from M's Bad Guy tune. That dude is for real saying, man, door handles unlocked. Shouldn't be that easy to do this. You don't plan for intruders beforehand. Surprised to see me? Cat got your tongue. Each time he be breaking in. And in that case, you could say that Eminem spoke it into existence. Even got the name Matthew. And I'll be looking forward forward to your thoughts in the comment section. And moving on to the next point, it is over 2 decades ago, and we still got JayZ fans on social media crying about what happened on Renegade, as this sparked debates a few hours ago. Biggest myth in hip-hop history is that Eminem washed JayZ on Renegade. Like bro, both of them dropped 10 out of 10 performances.
It's been 84 years.
I think it's time to go. Let's go. Come on.
And it's more like JayZ dropped one of his best verses of all time only to still get washed by Eminem. And this sparked reactions as expected. You're wrong. Eminem washed JayZ and produced Renegade. You're not getting away with this blasphemy. And it's crazy how a lot of hip-hop fans work tirelessly on social media to rewrite history, to take away everything that Eminem has achieved. And this also sparked reactions like, stop trying to rewrite history. Jay got smoked. And people seem to think that when people say he got washed, that means JayZ's verse was bad, but no, it was a top tier verse. But unfortunately for him, Eminem did the impossible and ended up washing him, even though he dropped arguably one of his best verses ever. And some users expanded, nah, Jay did his thing, but M most definitely washed him. And it is not all JayZ fans who feel this way, who still struggle to get over the fact that he got washed over 2 decades ago. As another user expanded, Hove my favorite rapper ever, easily the GOAT. That ish Eminem did is probably the best rap performance in history. Hove got washed. And the fact that JayZ heard Eminem's verse and still couldn't top it got some users teaching history on X. As another user expanded with, it is not a myth when it is easily proven. I love Jay's verses too. M was just different. Mind you, M's verses were recorded before Jay laid his 2, and Jay still couldn't top M's. 2000 to 2003 M is 2012 messy, unbeatable. Like that's a key fact that a lot of people forget. He had the time to sit on M's verse, more than enough time to write something more impressive, and while his verses ended up impressive, he still got washed regardless. And some have concluded it has been over 23 years, and as you can see, they are quoting Nas, Eminem murdered you on your own ish. And I've seen people try to spin this to give Nas the credit for people believing that JayZ got washed on Renegade, where it was actually the opposite that happened. Nas pretty much stated what everyone was already saying at that time. He was pretty much saying what was already agreed upon at that time. There's a difference, and we are gonna end it today with Snoop's take on what happened on Renegade. Check it out.
When Eminem was on JayZ song, he cuz up on that record.
Yeah.
You know what record I'm talking about?
Yeah. But...
Him off on that record completely. Like, damn. But then that was, you know, that you got to do that. You on JayZ, you can't
come
known
out
for killing niggas. Yeah, but to have Eminem, the white boy, kill him on his shit, that was nerve wracking. I was like, I don't want Eminem on my album. I'm cool.